Good morning. We, like most professional investors, are sitting here wondering exactly what this failed healthcare bill last Friday night really means, and whether it's serious enough to cause this kind of concern, or whether this kind of concern is misplaced. We think it is serious. In essence, we've always believed that in order to overcome our debt problems and the other obligations of our society that we've built up over years, and for the world in that matter, we need tax legislation that would lower the higher rates to provide the incentive for growth. And with that growth, we'd have higher corporate earnings, higher stock prices, and we thought that the Trump administration and the Republican victory would bring that. And so we've been riding a market crest pretty well. The failure of the health care bill puts that whole scenario in question, simply because the Republicans have chosen to use budget reconciliation as the means to get the legislation changed. Budget reconciliation is a very tight process. Meaning of the law can't really change. It's about financials. It's about taking money from one place and putting it in another. And by so doing, you can engender a lower tax rate, and you can engender other things that you may want. So the healthcare bill was only the first step of a tax cut. And it was a necessary step in the tax cut, because by canceling out Obamacare, we would have saved $1 trillion in taxes that are inherent in Obamacare, and probably $400 to $600 billion of expenses that are also inherent in Obamacare. By failing to do that and moving on to health care at this point in time, which the president wants to do, we go in with kind of a crippled hand. We're chasing $1.6 trillion. And so that, by definition, means that the tax cuts can't be as large as they might have been, which means the growth can't be as high as it might have been, which means the market discounting of that growth in corporate earnings is not going to be as high as it might have been. So this expectation was in the market, and for the moment we've kind of popped the balloon, and as the air rushes out, we sit in a defensive position. And forgive us, we probably put some short-term taxable gains in the portfolios, but we cut back on our stock exposure by quite a bit starting the middle of last week. And so we now sit with about half of the stock exposure that we had a week ago. Whether this is right or not, we don't know. But we've joined the wait and see crowd, show me the beef crowd. You know, we need some solid evidence that they can put this package together and generate the kind of growth incentives that we thought were going to be there. They have all but vanished. And the president's recent thought about bringing on Democrats means that we're apt to have a more socialized kind of a tax cut. Yeah, there are going to be sectors of the American people that need some more relief than others in dollars, et cetera, et cetera. But from an economic and an earnings perspective and a currency perspective, it's all about the tax rate at the high end. So this 15% corporate tax rate looks like it's not going to happen. The 20% corporate tax rate that Paul Ryan was talking about looks like it may not happen, because the border adjustment now is going to be just as tenuous as the health care bill. We've reacted to it. We want to let you know that. As always, we move to preserve, but it's a wait and see position. If they can reverse this thing, bring out a health care bill and pass it in a few days, then we're back to go. But until we see something definitive, we're trying to protect your money. Thank you.